Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Hodges for Sebastian Bailey. I'm at the Captain Hiram's Resort with the Indian River County Sheriff Eric Flowers. Sheriff, thank you for coming out here and talking to us today about Hurricane Milton.
Absolutely, Andy. Thanks for having me. Just getting out of our morning EOC briefing, and so it's a good time for me to come up and talk to you.
We've been getting a lot of questions about sandbags and evacuations and bridge closures.
Sure. So sandbags is one of the hottest topics. People ask about that every single year. Indian River County has never issued sandbags. We don't have any sort of sand drop-off points. If you're somebody who wants to use sandbags for your house, they're available for sale at Walmart or Home Depot, Lowe's, all those places. And you can really use anything, whatever works best to put some sand in it and use it for your house. We don't issue those. We don't have any drop-off points, so you have to find it yourself. But it's definitely an option for people who want to use it. As far as evacuations go, Indian River County has no mandatory evacuations right now. We are suggesting that people who live in substandard housing, if you're in a manufactured home or a house that maybe isn't up to code, something that was built pre-2004 when we changed our building codes, definitely a good idea to seek shelter. We've got several shelters that are open. All that information is available on the county's website. A great place to get this information is through our app, the Indian River County Sheriff's Office app, and then the Aware and Prepare app, which is the county app. They push all that information out, and everything that's on the social media for the county gets mirrored on ours as well. As far as bridge closures, I know that's the second hottest question in the county. Right now our conversation is once the winds reach 45 miles an hour of sustained wind power coming across there, it's no longer safe to cross the bridges. And so at that point, our first responders won't be crossing bridges, our ambulances won't be crossing bridges, and we're going to highly recommend that citizens don't cross those bridges once it's a sustained 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, I actually recommend the Indian River County Sheriff app. I have it. People, you can just go to the Apple Store, download it from there.
Either Google
Play if you got it
completely
Android.
free. You'll get push updates from us. The Aware and Prepare app is fantastic. When we have a storm coming, you're going to get the same information from either one you download.
Another question we've been asked, do you know of any radio stations that may have this storm information?
I do. Our local radio stations do tend to cover this. Our country station, Space Coast Radio, they cover a lot of this stuff, and their AM stations cover it as well.
Yeah,
so
WTTB, I think, is one of them.
TTB is one of them, absolutely. And so those are definitely a great place. Local radio is definitely a good way to get your information when the power goes out. That's a really good way to get information. The one thing I do want to say is our dispatch, Vero's dispatch, Sebastian Police Department's dispatch, inundated with 911 calls about the storm. Please don't call our 911 center. If you have a question about the storm, there's a hotline specific, 226-4000, 772-226-4000. You can dial that. They will answer your questions. Anything you have about the storm, that's the number to call.
And I know it's probably too soon to predict this, but a lot of the reports coming out of the National Weather Service suggest sustained winds of 35, 40 miles per hour.
Tropical storm force winds. Based on everything we're seeing at this point on the path that it's on, assuming that it doesn't wobble south, that we don't have any further issues. It appears as though tomorrow evening between 9 and 10, we should start to see a real deterioration. That's when we should start to see tropical storm force winds in our area. And my guess is probably by midnight, we'll see that 45 mile an hour sustained winds across the bridge. That's about the time we'll say it's time to not be crossing the bridge. And so overnight, we should see some pretty heavy sustained winds. I think we're going to see gusts in the Cat 1 area.
75.
I think so, probably in that area, maybe a little bit more than that. For those folks that are out there who are putting up your shutters, I think it's a good idea. The number one thing I would say is check with your insurance company, because if something happens, there's a potential for hurricanes with tornadoes with a storm like this, and God forbid a tornado comes through and something happens to your house because of a tornado, and your insurance may not cover if you don't put those shutters up. So I'd recommend doing it if it's an option for you.
That's so true too. People ask us, should I put my shutters up? We say you got to talk to your insurance company.
Better safe than sorry. Definitely talk to your insurance company. And those tornadoes can come out of nowhere, and if a tornado grabs a tree and throws it through your window, you're going to be in a bad way.
What's the sheriff's office going to do during the storm?
So we closed down today. All of our non-essential personnel is working from home, working remotely. All of our essential personnel is out there with the schools closed. We've got our team of school resource deputies. That's about 40 people that are patrolling, that are assisting with that. So we're in a modified, what we call Alpha Bravo, which means that we're pretty much on duty all the time. And so our team is working 12-hour shifts, which isn't unusual. And they're all doing a fantastic job. Really proud of all of our first responders, firemen, police. Everybody's working together great. And I'm really proud of our community. They've come together. I put out the call yesterday. I said, everybody, please stay calm. This isn't the one to panic on. I'll let you know when it's time to panic. This isn't the one to panic on. And the community has really responded well, and it looks like everybody's doing a great job out there. Very happy with it.
That's good. And are you guys at an alert level right now?
We don't actually have any sort of specific alert level related to hurricanes. We operate based on the EOC. The EOC goes into Emergency Operations Center. It goes into level 1 activation tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And so for us, that's the alert. When that goes to full operation, that's when our team is on 24 hours, making sure that everything is taken care of.
Excellent, excellent. Anything else you want to tell everyone about the storm?
No, like I said, I just want to make sure people know, please be nice to each other, be kind. We're all in this together. We're Indian River County strong. Regardless of what happens, we're going to pull together and make sure everybody's taken care of. Our first responders are here for you throughout the storm, but know that we need you to make some choices right about now. Now's a great day with this beautiful weather to make some decisions. And if you feel like you need to go to shelter, make that decision today. If you feel like you need to put shutters up, make that decision today. If you still need some supplies, deal with that today, the next 24 hours, because sometime tomorrow afternoon, stores are going to be closed, roads are going to start closing, the winds are going to get bad, and it's going to be too late to make those decisions.
Now, you mentioned earlier you were at Lowe's and Home Depot.
I visited Lowe's, Home Depot, a lot of the gas stations, no lines to get gas. Haven't seen any gas pumps, with trash bags on the handles like they're out.
Oh, wow.
I've seen open gas pumps. I've seen cases of water. I've seen generators. So if you're in the hunt for that, and I wasn't out that long, I went out and visited places, and if I could see it in that short amount of time, and like the management said, there's still trucks on the roadway. So even if it's not there at this moment, if you talk to their staff, they'll tell you, we're going to get a truck in later this afternoon, we'll have one in tomorrow. You can know when to expect this stuff.
Excellent. Well, Sheriff, thank you so much for
Thanks, Andy.
coming up here.
Thanks for having me.
Andy Hodges for Sebastian Daly.